that I just made a video that I'm going to publish on YouTube while writing an article that I'm going to put on LinkedIn while using technologies to demonstrate that something can be done that the entire X sphere is claiming is fake. It's like reality television, I guess, for using AI and tools and such. So it is really real. I didn't. The only thing that you'll find that was ever cut out of here was if I had a long period of thinking. I didn't think anybody would want to watch me just sitting there thinking, so I will have cut that out. And I rearranged to put this intro, which I actually did at the end, at the beginning. Otherwise, this is pretty much just a reel of what really happened as I was researching an article, as I was writing an article, as I was exploring whether I have correct information for this particular article, which could be a little bit controversial about whether the Optimus robot was really talking through a large language model or being puppeted by a human. Okay, so that's what this is all about. I hope you enjoy it. I have no idea. That's a new type of content, total experiment. So let's give it a go. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments below. I want to write something to publish on LinkedIn because of a video I just saw, and I'll just sort of get into it. This is, I guess, inspired by my young son who just started a YouTube channel and he's doing gameplay videos, and people just really like watching them. And it's really just him playing a game. So I wondered if that has an analog here and I can do a AI play video. It's not really play, it is in a way work, but it's work that I enjoy because I want to share something that I just learned. So I'm not even going to tell you about it any more than that, but we're just going to get right into it. Okay. So first of all, we just need to get started. And to get started, I need a base. So I'm just going to use a text editor to start. So we're going to grab this. I've got a text editor over here. Here we go. And look, this is going to be almost like a rough cut. I'm not going to do a ton of editing. So the only thing I'm going to cut out is any like dead air or dead time, wait time, because there's no need to make you just sit through seconds or even potentially minutes of waiting if that happens. So just know that, and we'll go from there. This is meant to just be a really accessible, really real type of video. So we've got a text editor, and now I need to get my base idea down. So here we go. First of all, to do this, I'm going to use a tool called Flow, and Whisper Flow is an amazing dictation tool, as you can see. So here we go. So I saw a video on YouTube, and in the video, it was a gentleman named John talking to an Optimus robot, but that's not what got my attention. I knew about that. What got my attention was in the comments. In the comments, a gentleman said, "That's not real. That's a person talking through the robot via a microphone and speaker." But you and I know, if you're watching this video, surely you know, it is real. The technology exists. So there are a handful of technologies that are necessary to make this happen. And so I want to go through them as this sort of article that I'm going to write, or this article I am going to write. And then we're going to publish it on LinkedIn. We're going to do it all right here in this video. So why not? So first of all, there are a few foundational technologies that are necessary for this to be real, not a human speaking through a robot or puppeting the robot. First is internet connectivity and local network connectivity. And so Wi-Fi, we all know what Wi-Fi is. And then in this case, if you're really fully untethered, perhaps there's a Wi-Fi router connected to something like Starlink's satellite system from SpaceX. That means that you get high speed, low latency, broadband internet anywhere in the world. So robot can be connected. That's what that is. And then second, it's about having access via that connectivity to an AI, or what we would call large language model, which is a type of natural language processing, which has been around a while, that has improved to a point with the new models that it can do dynamic real-time speech. I'll do a quick demonstration of that in a moment. I mean, of course, the interface to all of this in this case is a humanoid robot, but you don't need a humanoid robot to do these types of interfaces. Again, I'll try to show that on this video. It's can be a little harder to show that in these types of reels, but here, we'll give it a try. So we're going to need to go into the web browser, and we're going to go over to something called the ChatGPT Playground, the OpenAI Playground, and we're going to click over to real time. And I'm not going to spend long on this. I just want to show you this functioning, basically. Again, now I'm just going to have a chat with a robot. Hey, I saw a video where there was a robot talking in real time with a guy named John, and then somebody in the audience was saying, no, that's not real. It's happening with a person in a booth speaking into a microphone coming through the speaker in the robot's head. But that's just not the case. All the technology exists, right? Hey, I had to go back and do this portion again because my audio didn't record correctly. So this will be a separate but similar demonstration that I did in the original video. Sorry about that. It just sometimes the tech doesn't work. So this is the ChatGPT Playground, and we're going to go over to real time. And in real time, I am going to have a quick conversation with this artificial intelligence about robots and needing to fake and puppet things, right? Because that's basically what I talked about before, and hope this is good enough. Sorry to have to cut this in like this. We just only got one side of the conversation on the previous recording, so here we go. Hey there, I'd like to have a conversation with you. Are you there?
Hey, I'm right here and ready to chat. What's on your mind?
Well, I keep having all these people tell me that the Optimus robot demo, where this guy named John was talking to the robot, can't be real. And they're coming with lots of ways to tell me that it's fake. But I think that technology does exist and it's not fake.
You're right. Conversational AI technology has advanced significantly, making natural, fluid conversations between humans and robots possible. Demos like the one with John.
In Almond Valley, or do you live in
Ye-
Santa Teresa area? Or
No, I live in Los Gatos.
Los Gatos. Oh, wonderful. Very
Yeah.
nice area.
Where do you live?
Beautiful hiking I hear out there.
There
Showcase
is.
how
Where do you live?
AI can engage in meaningful, seemingly human like interactions. It's not science fiction anymore, it's our reality.
Yeah, that's right. And then there were some people saying that the latency couldn't be right, but I'm literally having a conversation with you right now. No latency. You sound nice. You've got inflection and tone in your voice.
Exactly. Real time interactions with AI have come a long way with minimal latency and more natural sounding speech. With advances in AI and voice synthesis, conversations are becoming smoother and more engaging. It feels pretty seamless, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And would you say that the advent of faster internet, satellite internet, really powerful Wi-Fi, these things all play in that too?
Absolutely. They're game changers. Faster internet speeds, satellite internet, and robust Wi Fi connections ensure that data can be transmitted quickly and reliably. This reduces latency, making conversations with AI feel instant and natural. High speed connections are the backbone of smooth, real time digital communications.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I think that's enough for this demonstration. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If you ever want to chat again or have more questions, just let me know. Take care.
Look, I think you get the point. That was me having a real-time conversation with ChatGPT through its real-time API. So that's one of the other technologies that need to exist here for this to be really real, not some puppeteering or some Hollywood VFX exercise. I forgot to record that, so let's record this now for the article. So I just had a chat with ChatGPT's real-time API, which is another technology that we now have. And ChatGPT is not the only ones out there doing this, or I should say OpenAI with their ChatGPT real-time API. We also have Grok that's doing incredible work in real time. And anybody who uses the Grok APIs can create real-time applications, no problem. As you can see, the technology here across the board. I'm using an AI to capture all my thoughts. We watched a video about it, having a real-time chat with an API, with an AI. Wow. Okay. Today's not my day to be talking to the camera, but we're just going to keep rolling. Okay. Here we go. I think we have enough. We're going to move on to the next stage. So we're going to take this text that I have collected as I was going through doing what? Demonstrating, thinking, coming up with the ideas that I want to put into the article. And now we're going to open up a new browser window. And I'm going to bring this over. There we go. And we're going to go and use yet another API, yet another AI to have a little go at making an article draft. So let's go down and speak to this assistant that I have. The assistant's name is Co-Arthur. And I will say to Co-Arthur, hey, Co-Arthur, I have a draft of an article here. It's not very good yet, but I'd like to, put it in my own voice, and I'd like to explain to people that we don't need to puppeteer the robots anymore. The technology exists, and there are just a handful of technologies that are currently real and required in order to make this a viable demonstration. Here's my draft. So there's my text. I'm going to copy and paste it over here, and we're going to let Co-Arthur get to work. Now, while it's doing that, I want to say something. All right. So I want to say something. Am I making an AI write for me, or is the AI writing with me? I think I'd like you to keep that question in mind, because I'm the one that wrote all that text, and I didn't even write it, though. I wrote it while speaking to another AI that helped me effectively write it down in a form of dictation. So here we go. It took our draft, and it has come and says, what does it say to me here? I have a solid foundation for my article, but I can see why you feel it's not quite in your voice yet. Yeah, no kidding. You want to clearly explain the technology exists to create truly autonomous robots without puppeteering. So let's make your message sharper and flow more smoothly. Okay, well, thank you, Co-Arthur. So what do we got here? Why? We don't need a puppeteer. We don't need to puppeteer robots anymore. Great. Recently, it couldn't be more wrong. Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's break it down. There's the three main technologies that we talked about. And I think this is pretty good. So what I'd like to say now is I want to improve my logical argument, because I am fully aware that sometimes people are deeply seated in their beliefs that this couldn't be real. And I'll do my best to explain why this is real. So I have another assistant that I'm going to work with. The name's Mr. L. Mr. L uses something called Lagrangian logic. Mr. L kind of is a trial attorney, effectively. And so we're going to use that capability. So review here. I'll just use the AI. I'm going to type. Review my draft, please, and help me make sure that it makes logical sense and that the argument is strong. The argument is that people don't need to puppet robots anymore to have real-time conversations, basically. Okay. So just while it's thinking, what's actually happening here is I used Whisper to dictate. I took that dictation and wrapped it and used Co-Author to help draft an article. Now I'm using Mr. L here to help me analyze the logical premises that are in the article to make sure that they make sense, because I do want to make a strong logical argument. So let's think through this with Mr. L. What are you trying to prove? We don't need human puppeteering to have robots engage in real time. And that's right. Our premises are two. One, internet and local connectivity allow the robots to stay connected, right? And access to LLMs, AI, enables real-time natural language processing, right? Now let's ensure that these premises are defined and logically connected. So we have to, in order to do that, we need to link them. So it's going to say if a robot has a constant high-speed connectivity, the subject, yes, okay. If the robot has this, the subject is the robot's access, and then assumptions. According to this, what are our assumptions? Okay. Some assumptions from my argument would be that the robot's properly integrated. Okay, I think that's a reasonable assumption. The AI models are advanced enough. We know this. I just demonstrated one to you. There's absolutely no doubt that Tesla and Optimus are probably not using OpenAI because of the whole drama there. So it's kind of, I just realized that I used OpenAI to demo that, and there's a lot of drama there, but yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. We don't care about the drama. We're just looking at the technology. So certainty and support. To strengthen my argument, I should address potential doubts. So this is the concept of subjective certainty. What if internet connectivity is interrupted? Oh, interesting. And can AI truly replace? Fine. Multiple lines of reasoning. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Wow, those are great suggestions, Mr. L. Could you make me a bullet list of exactly what to change in my article so that I can apply those changes to my draft to make it better? Here we go. I'm glad to do that. Of course you are. Okay, excellent. Sharpen the tone. Oh, that's interesting. Become more assertive and avoid tentative language. I like that. I wasn't even thinking about that. That happens because that's a really interesting that it picked that out. The reason I'm being tentative is because I'm in my ideation and thinking stage for this article. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's gone ahead and grabbed that and said, let's not do that, helping me advance toward a final copy. So I'm just going to take these suggestions. We're going to break out of Mr. L by clicking that X. Now we're back to co-author, and we're going to say, I have some suggestions to improve this article's logical flow. Would you please help me implement these suggestions, again, speaking primarily in Kent's voice, my voice as the user. And I've just pasted all the data that we got from Mr. L over there, and we'll let it get to work. And so what it's going to do now, it's going to take all that information and it's going to attempt to interleave it to build it into the next draft. So we're moving on now to what's effectively our third draft. The first was just me talking. The second was co-author taking what I said and turning it into a draft. The third is this. And I use this all day, every day. Again, this video right now, this is not me making some instructional tutorial. Yes, you're going to learn from it, but this is me just literally doing what I do and annotating that more than I normally would, just sitting here working. So here we go. Let's see. Got it. Let's rework the article. Yeah, let's do that. We don't need to puppeteer robots anymore. The technology is here. I like that. It's very direct. Recently saw a video. That's wrong. Global connectivity, real-time conversations, handling objections. What is this? Handling object. Oh, okay. Now I know what happens if the internet. Oh, okay. Super cool. Do you see what it's done? It's taken that potential way that the logic framework chose to, the logic framework AI assistant chose to improve my argument by adding in what, again, let's go back. He called it assumptions, improving objection handling was what it was. And he had a way that he explained that. What was that? I want to go back and see. Yeah, here it was. Okay. I love it. Okay, so handling objections, humanoid robots are just the beginning. Oh, what's that? Here's the thing, it's just not humanoid robots. Any machine connected to the internet can engage. Oh, yeah, what an interesting point. I think an example there would be cool. Let's add an example. So in the section where you say humanoid robots aren't just the beginning, I want to add an example. What I'd like to do is add an example of, say, the canonical, let's talk to my blender. My blender now has full connectivity, access to the internet, and I'm about to talk to it. So let's make up an example where my blender's not blending the food right, and I ask it why, and it tells me back, and then adjusts its settings and blends the food properly. It's a bit of a silly example. But why not? I mean, let's tie it to a common household item. I think most everybody knows what a blender is. So here's the new humanoid robots section. Here's the thing, humanoid robots can do this. Oh, you know what? This is going to let me show you something new. Why don't we do that? I'm going to open another ChatGPT window. This is super fun. We'll go here with Canvas. I'm going to say, open a canvas. We're going to start working on an article together. There's my canvas. Here's that. Oops. That wasn't right. What did I do? There it is. Okay, here we go. I'm going to add, let's delete this. This is this humanoid robot section. We need to go back and get the rest of that draft, which I'm just going to cut here. And then we'll go above here. And we'll go get the rest that was above. See, we replaced just this section with that other text there. So I'm going to go up to the top and get the whole thing. And but we've got now a draft article inside this new ChatGPT feature called Canvas. And we're just going to tidy this up a little bit. Canvas is a really neat as an AI assisted kind of writing environment. So let's get in here and see how we're looking. Okay. Oh yeah, you can use bold and all that. So there we go. This is the whole article in its current state. It's the most recent draft plus the modified section to add in the Blender example. So here's the thing. It's not just humanoid robots. Imagine this. You're making a smoothie, but okay, I love it. So I don't know that I really need my Blender to have contextual and situational awareness, but I don't know. Maybe I do, and I just don't even know it. But this is pretty good. So let's take a look. And I want to show you. I've also recently found a super cool prompt that helps sort of rework the language into a more lyrical and flowing language. So I'm going to actually apply that now. I have to go find it. So just give me a second. I need another browser. I got to go find that prompt. So hang on. I need to put that in my GitHub repository. I've begun to use it quite a bit. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do something interesting. So we have this entire article draft here. I'm gonna highlight the whole thing. Okay, so I've highlighted the whole draft, and then I'm gonna ask it to do something. You won't see all this in here, but I want to revise the draft using guidance. And again, this is just another prompt that's going to help me effectively overwrite the existing article in a way that, say, if you had a developmental editor or even a later stage editor for your writing process, I've just basically brought in a specialized assistant that helps make the language more flowing and lyrical and pleasant to read, to be quite honest, which equates, by the way, to it being far less robotic. So you can see here, it's literally going through and rewriting the article. That change is generally pretty subtle. What it does is sort of changes the meter and even the rhyme to a degree. It will change the length and vary the length of the sentences and stuff like that. So it also works very well for doing scripted video, as well as things that you read. So let's take a quick look. And it'll tell us here what it's done. It's revised it to make it more pleasing rhythm and varying sentence lengths, adding headers, and making the content flow more musically, which I really, really like. So let's know if this aligns. So let's see how we're doing. I recently saw a video on YouTube where John had a conversation with an Optimus robot. That's not what surprised me, though. What stood out was the comment that said, "This isn't real. It's just someone talking through the robot using microphone and speaker." It's completely wrong. We don't need to puppeteer robots anymore. The technology's here. So let me break this down. Global connectivity, real-time conversations, advanced AI or what? Yep. And here I think I would go ahead and get rid of the word handling objections. Okay. It's still not real. Yeah, sure. Now I know what you might be thinking. What happens if the internet connection fails? Well, the interesting thing here is what happens if the internet connection fails? Well, with satellite-based solution, chances are minimal. There's something else here, though. I want to modify this. Now, this is again one of the really cool things about Canvas. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, and I'm going to ask here, but I'm going to use the feature of flow that we were using earlier to talk into this box. Watch this. Well, there are also models that are fully capable of working autonomously offline. Now, the current versions of those models aren't as, quote, smart or intelligent or capable as the large models that run on really big computers, data center hardware, but it would be more than enough to drop down to a local model to continue the conversation for the brief moment that there might be a blip in internet connectivity. So that's one of the ways we could deal with that. So let's modify this paragraph to include that concept. What happens if the internet connection fails? Well, with the satellite-based solutions like Starlink, chances are minimal. These networks do this. And even if there is a brief interruption, many robots are equipped with models that can work autonomously offline. While these local models might not be as advanced as the large-scale models running in the data centers, they are more than capable of maintaining basic conversation until connectivity is restored. Right here, again. Until connectivity is restored and the full capabilities of the larger model come back online. Okay. So, and for those doubting whether AI can truly handle conversations, just look around from customer service bots to real time translations. In fact, what I'll probably do at some point is make another video. I actually did it. I have a video of me talking. Well, I just showed it to you. Anyway, humanoid robots are just the beginning. Blender is bottomless. So this bottom line looks a little sparse. So let's see what's in here. There's no one behind the scenes. There's no puppeteering. Okay. So for the bottom line section or the conclusion, please take a reread of the entire article and let's make sure that we create a conclusion that expresses empathy for those who may not yet believe just because maybe they haven't seen a convincing demonstration, or what is more than likely is they just haven't had a chance to experience it for themselves. So the number one thing here is to make sure that we don't just sort of say, oh, you're wrong, the tech exists. No, that's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is explain that this technology exists. It's not something that we need to pretend or puppeteer. So we do empathize with the fact that not everybody has experienced this yet enough on their own to believe it. But let's not let that completely get in the way, and let's get out there and maybe just try it before we knock it. So there's everything that I just said. It's going to be woven back in. And the last thing I will do is I'm going to use my other prompt again to give it another go at being a little bit more lyrical because we just made a bunch of changes. So here we go. And again, that's sort of an assist prompt, so I don't really need to say anything. It's just going to go through again and just make sure that this text is musical. All right, great. All right, I think that's pretty solid. So let's get this over to LinkedIn now and get it into draft mode so we can take a look. Via a via a YouTube post, via a video that was posted right here on LinkedIn on the comment of someone I follow. I'll see if I can find the link. Okay, so there we go. I recently saw a video on YouTube via post. Oh my gosh, via a post of a video. Oh my gosh. All right, here, let's make this better. Here on LinkedIn on the comment I need to filter myself today by someone I follow. A guy named John had a conversation with an Optimus robot. And that's not what surprised me, though. What stood out was a comment that said, "This isn't real. It's just someone talking through the robot using microphone." Perfect. All right, this looks really good to me. I do need a header or a banner image. I have an idea for that. Let's go back over here. I'm going to get my actual full article here. I don't need the title. Okay, here is my final copy. I want to create a 16 by 4 landscape aspect image of a very simple icon of a robot talking into something that says truth on a mellow orange background. Now I put my final copy in there because the image generator AI, DALL-E in this case, will use that to help it come up with ideas, we'll say, for what to generate. Okay, this is kind of what I wanted, but not exactly. Let me think about this for a second. It's kind of funny, isn't it? It's the robot speaking truth, and here I am talking about someone saying that the robot isn't truly what was speaking, and there's a picture of a microphone. You know what? I'm pretty good with that. We're gonna go with it. Let me save this over here, and then go back to LinkedIn. Go all the way to the top and drag this in. Thank you, LinkedIn, for accepting WebP files. Boom. We'll call this truth that the robot speaks by Ken Langley and DALL-E. So it's me and DALL-E. I had the idea for the picture. I told it what I want, but I don't have the artistic skills. So it helped me bring that to life here in the way that I asked. So I think that's pretty solid. All right. I just need to take another quick look through. So I'm writing this in the first person, so I don't need any we's there. We need the me or the I. So I'd really like to link to this video, source video. Where can I find that? LinkedIn makes it super hard to find videos. All right, hang on. Well, that didn't take long. Here, I'm just going to put this over here because I just remembered I'm actually making a video. So here, look, this is just my LinkedIn profile. This is not the original post I saw, but this is the original video I saw right here. This is the video of this guy named John talking to Optimus. The whole point of this process, this video, this article, everything about this that goes together is that it's not fake, Phil. And looks here like Phil is even somebody I follow. Listen, I don't need or try. I'm not going to go post at Phil and say, "Hey Phil, you're wrong. It's not fake." Again, I cannot 100% prove to you that it's not fake. That it's not just Hollywood VFX. But what I have done in this video is I have shown you every single piece of technology that's required in order for this to not be 100% fake or fake at all for that matter. I don't see any reason why this would be fake. Okay. I didn't even mention, I just realized I didn't even mention synthesized voices. Well, you heard me talking to OpenAI's ChatGPT through the real-time API, but that's far from the only way to get synthesized voices. This is 11 Labs. I just used it the other day to do this for my son, who made a YouTube video about uppercuts in Roblox. And this was just Eric here generating speech. I'm not gonna make you watch a Roblox video here, but let me just tell you, I don't want to generate it again because I don't have a lot of credits here. Let's see if I can get access to it.
The uppercut is good for starting every single combo in KJ Arena with the KJ moveset. To perform an uppercut in KJ Arena on Roblox,
Yeah, that's Eric, right? And then see, I did a whole. Oh, wow, it looks like a.
Simply put, it's a process of creating a
test voice so we see if we like.
Yeah, that's Alice. That's from 7 months ago. Okay. So again, synthetic voices, that's another technology. I only said there were three. There's actually a fourth. I want to add it. Let's see. Okay, fine. So let me get this out of the way. Go back over here. Objections, global connectivity, real time. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. This is what it's really like. I'm actually not going to edit any of this out. I don't have any idea if somebody will watch this all the way through, but this is what it's like to use these tools. I got all the way to the end. I was almost about to hit publish, and then I realized I forgot something. So I'm going to fix it. So we're going to go back. We're going to highlight this one section. Remember, we're still in our canvas. Okay. Let me do this. Come on now. Okay, and here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it there is additional technology. Well, it turns out we forgot something. There is another technology that's really required to make this happen, so that we don't need a person puppeteering the robot. That technology is speech synthesis. The modern speech synthesis technologies from 11 Labs, from OpenAI via their Whisper, it's another thing called Whisper, and many, many others have these incredible, realistic, amazing synthetic voices. So let's add that as a third technology here. Now, the reason I highlighted the whole thing is because there were some things in there referencing two technologies, but by adding a third, highlighting all that, it should fix it. So let's see, we've got one, we've got two, we've got three. Third, modern speech. Look, it changed it. It said these two core tech a while ago. Now it says these three. So now I just need to take this section. I don't need to redo the whole thing. So I'm going to take this section. I'll go back over to LinkedIn. See, this is the original, these two. I'm going to highlight this, and boom. We got a little bit of a numbering issue over here, but that's okay. I usually just delete those anyway because I don't like that in my article formatting. All right, this looks really, really solid. Source, I can give a link now here because I have one. I lost it. Window. Never mind all the various bazillion things that I have open. What the heck? Where did I do with it? I just had it. What a bummer. Was it here? Sorry. Let's see. Where are you? Not too many things open. Okay, let's see if I can find it again. It seems to be all the rage on LinkedIn right now. Should be there. That's that. Obviously, we're getting a lot of play. Yeah, I don't know. That's one of the more frustrating things about LinkedIn. Okay, well, no, we're not going to worry about it. I'm just going to get rid of this for now. If I find it later, I'll just come back and I'll edit the article with the source and I'll put it somewhere in here. That's fine. We can do this too. And then I saw another one where a person that I follow on LinkedIn saw this and said 100% fake. I'll say, unfortunately, oh, that's completely wrong. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Wait, what happened to my? I already forgot what I called it. Truth, a robot speak. I had a better name before. I forgot what it is though. Kent Langley and Dolly. Credit where credit is due. So this is another guy I follow, and he's saying that he knows that this robot is remotely operated. Again, I don't know, but I don't know how Mike knows that. How does Mike know? Well, let's ask him. I like Mike. He's a nice guy. Hi, Mike. How do you know it is remotely operated? I was just writing about this, actually. I'll update my article before I publish. Is remotely operated or not, but the technology exists so that it doesn't have to be. From my point of view, I find it rather amusing that I'm even having to have this conversation, that it's real or not. Hope everything's going well with Snorble. All right. So with that, I think we're pretty well wrapped here. What I'll do is, I think it's great. If I get information that this thing is actually remote wire puppeteered, I will definitely update the article before I publish. But whether it is or isn't is not the point of this video. It's not the point of my article. Actually, this video has many layers, but the point of my article that I'm going to publish, which I haven't published yet, is that it doesn't need to be puppeteered. All the technology exists. However, people aren't very tolerant of what we'll say these types of changes, or and they're not very forgiving for technology demos. So maybe the Tesla team felt the need to puppeteer that robot as a vision of the future. We've seen this from them in the past, right? Where they had people before the Tesla Optimus robot even existed. They had people on a stage in Tesla Optimus suits. That was pretty funny. And then later the robots came out. So even if this was puppeted, which I still don't know, but if it was, honestly, I don't think it needed to be. I think the technology's there. It could have been. I just think it's better to let people see where it is right now. So I guess we'll find. Hopefully, we'll find out soon enough. Maybe some investigative reporting. Maybe someone who sees this video actually knows and can tell us one way or the other. I don't think it really matters very much either way, because all the tech exists to show that it doesn't need to be puppeted. So anyway, that's enough of that. I am not going to finish by publishing this video because I'm going to wait just a little bit longer to see if it was. But when I publish it, I'll put the link to the final article in the description below. Thanks so much. Oh, and this was like a live. I mean, it's not live. This is a different type of content for this channel. I really, really would like it if you let me know if just seeing me struggle through something like this was interesting to you. Let me know. I'm going to add this bit at the beginning in the final edit, but I do this all the time. This is how I learn. So I think that if you enjoy this, then this sort of, well, I don't even know what to call this kind of video. It's totally just me doing what I would do on a normal day to find out new things, to learn, to create, to make videos, all of that happening here all at one time in one video. So there is a lot going on in this video, let me tell you. And that's why it won't be perfect. That's why it will have stops and starts and little mistakes and errors. This is really real. So it's real. It's not live. That's what it is. Maybe that's what I should call this style of video. It's really real. I don't know. If you've got a better name, let me know. Clearly not the marketer here in the room right this second. Right. So okay, that's a wrap. But I want to point out that I just made a video that I'm going to publish on YouTube while writing an article that I'm going to put on LinkedIn while using technologies to demonstrate that something can be done that the entire X sphere is claiming is fake. I don't know if that robot voice was fake or not. I just know that it doesn't have to be. I hope you like this video. I think my head's going to explode. I'm going to go take take the rest of the day off after this one, I think. Have a really great weekend. Thanks so much. And let me know in the comments below if you like this kind of really real video format. I mean, it's going to be full of mistakes and messes and weird edits and all kinds of stuff because that's just how it has to be for this kind of content. So yeah, please do let me know. It really means a lot to me that you watch, and I really love to know what you think as a viewer. So thanks so much. Have an amazing weekend.